Crossview Church, how's it going? Casey here. We're doing a little highlight of WyldLife, which is the Young Life ministry to middle school students. And I know lots of you maybe have experience with Young Life, but for those who don't, Young Life is a missions organization that was started out of Texas in 1941, so a little bit ago. And the mission is essentially a mission to teenagers. So I know a lot of the times when we think of free Methodist missions, we may default to thinking of someone getting on a plane and a 16-hour flight and going somewhere around the world. But our transport to our mission field is just across Avenue D or down Old Machias Road or down Highway 2, as our area for Young Life is Monroe School District and Snohomish School District. So there's 18 of us, myself included, in Africa that serve with the middle school students. And our whole goal is to go enter into the lives of teens, taking inspiration from Jesus, being made incarnate and entering into the world, our world, when he took on human form. And really the word there is incarnational. Incarnational is the type of ministry we do, and that manifests in a handful of ways. Sometimes you might see us here on Fridays. We occasionally use the church gym for what we call club, which is an opportunity for middle school students to invite their friends to enter into relationship with our adult leaders, who are people who love Jesus and mentor these teens. And then there's a short gospel proclamation at those club events. They last about an hour. Typically there's food, fun, and friends. And then some story of Jesus from the Synoptic Gospels, typically. And then Campaigners is a bi-weekly or weekly event where it's essentially alpha for teenagers. So if they've attended a Young Life event and maybe it's piqued their interest in Christ, Campaigners is an opportunity to take some first steps alongside them with a seasoned leader who knows Jesus and is there to answer questions. But it's not as much of a download as it's an opportunity for them to bring their questions as we walk through a Bible study together, typically verse by verse through a book of the Bible. Right now I'm doing Mark with the Centennial guys. I know the Snohomish High School guys over in the high school end of things are doing the Gospel of Luke. So that's club, that's Campaigners. And then camp, we go to various camps throughout the year, but specifically for WyldLife, we go to this 120 square mile ranch down in Central Oregon, where there's water slides, this whole water slide park designed by Disney Imagineering, resort level amenities. And the goal isn't just they walk away saying, wow, that was bougie, but the goal is that they get to experience the sort of hospitality that those of us who walk with Jesus know emanates from God himself, as God has prepared a place for all of us. And we want to communicate that sort of hospitality to teenagers, some of whom may not even, have experienced something of that scale, and get to give them a taste of what life to the full, life with Jesus could look like through literally how nice their mattresses are and what the meals taste like, all in an effort to stack momentum behind a clear and concerted gospel proclamation over the days at camp. So that's our summer camp we go to. And then we've actually been going to Warm Beach for our fall camp, which is coming up October 18 to 19. I know lots of you are involved in what we do. We are currently getting ready for our auction fundraiser. And so if any of you are like, I might be interested in getting behind what's going on in WyldLife, we're looking for auction items, whether that's a quilt or an Airbnb property for our live auction or something that a family in Snohomish might like bidding on. We're looking for auction items. We're also always looking for help providing meals for our volunteer teams. Like I said, 18 volunteers across 4 middle schools. We serve Centennial Middle School, Valley View Middle School, Park Place Middle School, and Hidden River Middle School. Those teams meet before clubs and are hungry when they get off work on Fridays, and ready to hop in the Word and then go over the club plan before kids get there. So meals, auction items, but ultimately, and I would hope most would be able to get behind this, is we really just need prayer. They're around somewhere between, in the neighborhood of 3,000 6th through 8th graders in the 2 districts. And our prayer would be that, of those 3,000, we only have relationship with about 100 to 200 of them, that we would continue to meet them. Opportunities would be provided for us to walk with them incarnationally, as I mentioned earlier, and that we could share the gospel into their lives. I'll wrap up with this, that I think, missions across the street, it can sound kind of kitschy, but really, it's important. And I think if you know anything about teenagers right now, they live a world away. I think the digital world they're in, and while there's great things happening with phones not being as prevalent in schools, it is just a different world than us adults grew up in. And so we just be praying that the mentors and adults walking with these teenagers, and the ones who have started walking with Jesus and have a vision for their peers, would be prompted by the Spirit to continue to see the kids on the outskirts and continue to bring them the good news of Jesus Christ. After all, we worship and we follow a God who is sent. The Missio Dei, as the theological folks would say. And so we get to partake in that, even if it's just a stone's throw away from our church building at Snohomish High School, Centennial Middle School, you name it, around where we are. So yeah, pull me aside if you have any questions. Thanks for putting up with the shaky camera this early morning. I didn't know my hand would get this sore, but that's WyldLife. It's a joy to serve in it. You might recognize some people. Austin Greiner is student staff or intern in our Monroe team, helping with WyldLife there where he went to school. And Jackson Swartz as well is over with our Monroe team doing that. Callum Cruz, who led worship a few weekends ago, helps student lead on the Snohomish team. And then Bella Andrist, who shared on that panel as well, is on our Centennial team. So yeah, you probably know the faces, but just wanted to give you a little clarity there in a 6-minute, 53-second video about WyldLife. That's all.